Wow. Okay, this is like serious. Uh, the Delta flight that got diverted over contaminated food. The food had black mold growing on it. If your food has black mold, the place where it's being stored and stuff like that is very hazardous. Black mold is like some of the worst mold you can like encounter, and the fact that this plane company was serving people food with black mold on it, they need to be shut down.
These passengers found themselves in an emergency as their plane headed to Europe had to be diverted due to contaminated food. The Delta airplane took off from Detroit and was headed to Amsterdam when it was forced to turn around and land at JFK. The case of mid-air food poisoning is being blamed on an in-flight meal service that Delta Airlines says was spoiled. The passengers were offered a choice of a pasta or chicken meal. Those who chose chicken were stricken because it was reportedly contaminated with black mold. The pilots reported the food poisoning emergency.
Tower, can you confirm the status of medical personnel at our gate?
They have been contacted multiple times.
Is anyone showing any physical symptoms? Is it just a few passengers that are feeling ill, or all 70?
This couple was on the flight.
Wow, how did they not catch that before they were serving that to people? Food that has been contaminated, black mold. There should have been some signs that the food wasn't bad. I mean, mold doesn't smell good.
To see Taylor Swift, who's performing in Amsterdam this week. Ted Hammersmeyer says he ate the chicken. His wife brought her own meal.
It looked really questionable, but I was pretty hungry and it definitely wasn't good. And it had a weird odor.
These Swift.
Yeah, if food looks slimy or something when it shouldn't be, you definitely don't want to eat it. And if it doesn't smell right, you definitely don't want to eat it. You gotta trust your nose because your nose knows. Uh, Humans have evolved to be able to smell contamination, especially when it's like mold or bacteria or something like that causing the odor. If it smells bad, don't eat it.
Swifties were also on the flight, but luckily avoided the chicken meal.
There was multiple cases of food poisoning due to black mold on chicken.
Kelsey DeJong was also on the flight and is now stuck at JFK.
One girl said that she did eat the chicken and she didn't finish it because it tasted really, really sour.
It's reminding many of this food poisoning scene from the movie Airplane.
Every passenger on this plane will have fish for dinner. Will become violently ill in the next half hour.
But this was not fun.
Okay, that's a funny scene. But in reality, getting food poisoning is horrific, especially if it's coming out of both ends. And if the poisoning is bad enough, you can actually die from it.
Funny, not at all.
Moldy chicken was definitely not on the radar for this trip.
Delta said